Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Coffee with Costa video log. In these logs, I will be covering several topics. Of course, it would be dealing with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and this beautiful martial art that I love, in which we will discuss what's going on in the BJJ world, and both on a technical, sport, tournaments, innovations, equipment, anything that I feel is important and that where I can put my point of view on and hopefully help students understand a little bit more about our beautiful art and ways in which it can improve their growth and development. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Marco Costa. I'm a third degree black belt. I run the Body of 4 team here in Ontario, Canada, and my academy is Yorkdale Martial Arts. And this is my way of contributing to the community, and I look forward to hopefully add some positiveness and some good insight to many topics that I will cover. My main topic today is going to be how far the sport of Jiu-Jitsu has come in the last 20 years. Up until 2000, early 2000, your typical Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu curriculum was pretty basic, and it had a 50-50 breakdown of both self-defense and sport. Of course, it also had a main focus as being a MMA-based, MMA approached, and why most of my generation started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It was primarily to fight, in whether it would be in the cage or protecting oneself from altercations on the street. And the sport aspect of it, whether it would be gi or no gi, was a secondary approach to training. We mainly trained to fight in MMA competitions, and the sport aspect was a secondary thing as far as we did it as a side thing. And of course, there was also the unfortunate situation where there weren't that many jiu-jitsu tournaments when I first started, especially here in Canada. But, as the sport grew, and especially when the IBJJF moved the World Championships to the US, the sport kind of exploded a lot more. And I mean that the sport of Jiu-Jitsu competing in the gi and no-gi. And one thing I would like to kind of bring to the attention of today's student base is that curriculums today are very different as far as the amount of techniques versus the early 80s and 90s. And I have an example for you guys to check out. And basically it's a book by Professors Hoyler and Hansel Gracie, in which it was the first book that came out in the early 2000s, and many books came out after that from the same publisher, which helped grow the sport and helped professors and students alike to educate themselves further and to have physical knowledge base that they could refer to. And this is the book. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Technique and Theory, Hansel Gracie and Hoyler Gracie. And in this book, it is broken down into belt level: brown, purple, blue, and black. And in this book, there's some basic self-defense, and at the time, what you would need to know to get your black belt. And again, this is all you would need to know to get your black belt up until the late 90s, early 2000s. After that, as the sport grew worldwide, more and more innovations, more and more techniques, more and more understanding, and the evolution of the sport took on another level. It went to another level, in which today you would need to know, of course, way more than is portrayed in that original book. And you can see by, back then versus now, how much information is being delivered daily on the internet. And of course, that's what changed, everything, the internet. And hence where we are today. The amount of knowledge that you can learn today versus 20 years ago is insane. Between YouTube and downloads and websites in which you can get a membership to and watch full series of techniques. Of course, professors are way more knowledgeable now. Not that professors from back then are not knowledgeable. What I mean as far as the newer content of Jiu-Jitsu, the new techniques of Jiu-Jitsu. Of course, everybody has a sound understanding of the basics and the fundamentals. Those, should always be a part of professors' student base and curriculums. But as far as daily, hourly innovations of techniques that we are constantly bombarded with, is amazing, just literally amazing. When I first started in BJJ, there wasn't such, we had to literally look at magazines. We had magazines back then in which we would wait, and every month, and there would be a couple of techniques of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the magazines, and that's all we had as far as of what was new coming out, and and learning techniques that weren't in those early books. It's just, for me, been an absolute pleasure watching how the sport has evolved and how it's grown, and how technology has played a part. And I don't really have too many negative things to say about it, other than, of course, brand new students should be a bit cautious about how to approach learning from online. And I think that they should focus mainly on the basics and trusting their professors and their academies up until a certain point. Really getting a good, solid understanding of the fundamentals before moving on, to the YouTube madness that the internet provides. So that being said, I just look forward to the next 20 years to see where the sport goes, with the continuous growth of tournaments, professionally run shows in which athletes will be getting paid to compete in jiu-jitsu tournaments, and of course I'm a big fan of those, and the innovation that continues to appear in each and every year, as the World Championships, the Pan Ams, the Europeans, and all the other big tournaments that the IBJJF provides. And then, of course, many other tournaments that are well run, that are not necessarily IBJJF tournaments, but are providing a venue for athletes to shine and for the sport to continue to grow. And I will go into that in another video, as far as these other federations and organizations that are bringing the sport to the next level, and I look forward to talking about that as well. But to finish off on this first video log, I'd like to thank, of course, my biggest supporter, and they've been really amazing to me, Maeda Brand Canada. They're awesome, and you guys should check out Fighters Market Canada, and Jeff Santos will help you guys out. He's a really good dude, and they're doing amazing things over there at Fighters Market Canada. And super happy with the brand and Maeda, and how they've done a fantastic job with the quality of the brand and the gis that they're selling, and I highly recommend them. If you want to know a little bit more about that, you can private message me, and I will fill you in on how to go about it. Anywho, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully I'll get better with my video skills, and hopefully I can expand further and further into these topics that I would like to discuss. But just really incredible how far our sport has come, and I'm just really enjoying the ride, and I hope that I can contribute somehow to this growth and to bringing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to mainstream. Thank you very much for your time, and look forward to next week vlog, and till then, see you on the mats. Wuss. Please leave your comments or questions below so I can address them at later video logs. Thank you.